Hello everyone, my name is Soraya. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about the power of unconditional love on the twin flame journey. This is so important. This is one of the keys to harmonious union from Jeff and Shalia's books. So this is something that really must be mastered to have harmonious twin flame union. It's so important. It's one of the key foundational things. And so I want to dive into that because unconditional love is powerful. I want to talk a little bit about what unconditional love is and what it isn't, just to be very clear there. But yeah, like really talk about the gift that it can bring you on the twin flame journey, how it can support you on your twin flame journey, how it can attract your twin flame, how it can help things improve with your twin flame, and all the things. So the first thing I want to dive into is what it is and what it isn't. So unconditional love does not mean take your twin flames crap and let them mistreat you and be a jerk to you and disrespect you. It never means that with any relationship ever. Unconditional love does not mean unconditional being a doormat. It means that you hold loving space in your heart for that person. And you honor their choices and you honor what they're showing you. And you're like, okay, like, does this work for me? Is this healthy for me or not? And if it's not, you can absolutely draw boundaries. You should. We recommend that always. We're really, really big on having healthy boundaries in this community with Jeff and Shalia's work. This is one of the primary things that Jeff and Shalia talk about in Twin Flame Ascension School is respecting your boundaries and the boundaries of others and making sure that you're taking care of yourself and you're choosing only healthy things for yourself. So if your twin flame or not, but if your twin flame is treating you in a way that is unloving, then you can recognize that and, recognize that that's their choice right now and that's what they're showing you and choose to have a boundary there because you do not deserve to be mistreated ever, 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 ever. And at the same time, unconditionally love them. Love isn't about proximity. And by proximity, I'm talking about like on the outside, like unconditional love doesn't mean like, hey, come and be around me all the time and treat me however you're going to treat me. That's not what unconditional love is. Unconditional love is a choice in your heart to love somebody. And you can love someone and still recognize that there needs to be boundaries there. So that's the first thing I want to be very clear about is that unconditional love does not mean unconditional being a doormat. You're not created to be a doormat. That's not why God made you. And twin flame or not, no one gets to treat you poorly. That's not acceptable. So highly recommend that. And if you feel like you're having a hard time with boundaries, there's a lot of support for that. Maybe I can do some videos on that at some point. Yeah, like really just honor yourself and do what feels good for you. You deserve love and nothing less than love. And so it's an important thing for you to know in your heart that you deserve to be treated well. And you don't ever have to settle. And, anytime that we choose to settle, we're basically agreeing that we believe that we deserve that treatment if it is poor treatment. So it's important to really hold your value and your worth high because that's what you deserve. So, like I said, that's very clear. What does unconditional love do in a twin flame union? Now that we know that it's a choice that you make in your heart, it has nothing to do with what someone else does on the outside, it's just within you. What's the power of unconditional love? Well, because you and your twin flame are one, you share the same consciousness. And when you hold unconditional love in your heart for God, yourself, and your twin flame, what that does is it creates a safe place for healing. And that love flows unconditionally to all parts of yourself and to all parts of your consciousness and all that you are. And so basically, it's just that you get to enjoy love all the time, which is extremely powerful and transformative. And the love that you offer to yourself heals you, and your twin flame is a reflection of you. So you see where I'm going with this. You're investing unconditional love into yourself, and that gets reflected to you with your twin flame. The more that you love yourself, the better. You can't ever have too much love. It's always going to be a good thing to love yourself. And so holding unconditional love for yourself and your twin flame, and all for that matter, all people for that matter, in your heart, It's always going to be healing for you. It's always going to offer good results for you. And it really creates a type of safety in your union. There's a feeling of safety and security when you know that you're going to be loved all the time. And you can know that by loving yourself all the time with this unconditional love. So by you choosing to love yourself this way, you are basically creating the safest relationship imaginable for yourself. Like, think about, like, you know, a lot of people experience this with family, where it's like they relax with their family, and they tend, like, their family tends to like see them when they're like not trying, and they're not trying to look good or sound good or whatever it may be. And usually what you'll see is that people relax the most when they feel the most secure in love. And the same is true with this unconditional love within yourself. If you're offering unconditional love to yourself, you can finally relax in your soul because you feel secure knowing that you're always going to be loved, and that there's never going to be a quote unquote reason that love is going to leave you, because love is there unconditionally because you're choosing to love yourself unconditionally. So you know, no matter what happens in your life, you're going to be loved no matter what. And that's powerful. And that safety and that feeling of security really allows you to heal. It allows you to thrive. It allows you to grow. It allows you to ascend, which is, you know, the purpose of the twin flame journey. And so unconditional love is kind of sets the stage in many ways for your breakthrough and your victory. It allows you to feel really good on your journey so that you know that you're always loved. I mean, that makes all the difference in the world on the spiritual path. And so unconditional love, as it is with yourself on the inside, the same is true with your twin flame. As you hold loving feelings and choices toward your twin flame, even if they're not in your life, even if they're right in front of you, even if they're triggering you, even if they're bringing up feelings that feel very uncomfortable within you, whatever it may be, if you're just choosing to love them unconditionally, you're offering that same experience and you're sharing that with them. And so, you know, how you treat yourself, it's how you treat your twin, and vice versa. This is just how twin flames work. And so it's just a loving gift that you give yourself and your twin flame. It allows you guys to go from wherever you are right now to the next level, because love is what's going to make the difference in your life. You loving yourself is what's going to cause real improvement and real change in the ways that you want to see it. And so unconditional love means that you're going to be unconditionally enjoying those good results. And you want to have that. You don't want to have a union where you and your twin flame are, you know, resisting and mad at each other. It's okay if upsets come up, of course. It's part of being human. But you don't want to stay in that place. You don't want to choose to perpetuate that. It feels much better to choose love. And when you don't choose love with your twin flame, it gets amplified. It feels really bad. When you choose love, that gets amplified, and that feels really good with your twin flame. So having a loving, gentle, compassionate perspective, I highly recommend checking out Jeff and Shalia's book beneath this video. They have all the keys to harmonious union. And as you're kind of reading through those, you can really kind of feel the vibe of what a very healthy union with your twin flame feels like. You know, it's unconditionally loving, it's safe, it's respectful, it's forgiving. It's, you know, there's honesty and there's trust and there's compassion and there's all these different things. It's like, it's just a very beautiful, safe experience. And so that's the kind of relationship that you want to cultivate with your twin flame. And you do that by offering it to yourself. And of course, as part of that, offering that to your twin flame. It's a choice. Sometimes we can have grievances in our hearts, unforgiveness in our hearts that can make it feel very challenging to love unconditionally. You can look at that, look at those upsets, you know, see, like, if you find that it's hard to unconditionally love somebody, anybody, look at the upsets that are there. You know, like maybe you don't want to unconditionally love that person because they triggered you really bad, or they said or did something a certain way and that was very upsetting to you. You want to just kind of look at why isn't the love flows? Why isn't the love flowing here? And it's going to be an upset. You can heal that with the mirror exercise, and you'll find it's a lot easier to offer that unconditional love. So, little tidbit if you find yourself a little bit stuck here. But yes, it's so good. It's the way for things to be. I have experienced upsets and grievances and unforgiveness in my union, and I have also experienced that tender, unconditional, compassionate love. And trust me when I tell you, it is so much better to choose unconditional love. It's so much better to just have a choice to love and be loving. It feels so much better in your soul and in your life. And so, highly recommend going the unconditional love route. Don't take mistreatment from anybody ever. This is not a reason to hang out with people who are not loving towards you, including your twin flame if they're not. But it is an invitation to make a decision in your heart, like as within yourself, of what kind of stance you're going to have, and that you're going to choose to have peace in your heart here instead of having upset in that space. So yes, hopefully this video was helpful, kind of sharing a little bit about what unconditional love is and its power and how it can help you on the twin flame journey, how it can help you heal separation and just have a better union altogether, which is what we all want. So if you found this video helpful, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the video or subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And all the resources are down beneath this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.